at some point during the early days of that. Kasi like, as I said kanina, new yung community in Davao. So the people didn't know how to actually accept this new concept. Kasi before, when you go to school, you study computer science, you study IT, that's it. And so there was a debate. Like, should you be spending your time studying, or should you be spending your time being outside and learning tech? And sometimes, depending on the prof, nagiging parang villainize yung time you take away from yung academics for they call it as an extracurricular activity. Not all of your prof will appreciate it.
Welcome to Kaka Computer, where tech meets wit and wisdom.
Hi guys. We'll start with introducing ourselves. I am Kay Jose. I am currently a UX designer, and I have been in the tech community for 2022. That's like almost 4 years now. I started I'm currently the community lead of Google Developer Group Davao, and I was also at some point operations and design in AWS User Group Davao. So, actually, the episode today actually kind of crosses content creation. But I'm not exactly a content creator, but feel free to follow me at Kayose on Instagram. How about you?
Grabe. Okay. So I am Ike Gabriel Yuson. You can call me EG. I am the AWS User Group Leader for Davao. And among here is Trixie and Neil, my co-leads in AWS User Group Davao. So, siguro quick hi lang guys.
Also, we're all Ausog Davao here.
Yes. Ayan. So, what's the episode for today?
The episode for today is community, content, or code. Where should you invest your time in 2026? Oh
Ayan.
my God. It's
So,
actually a heated debate within the community, right? For like a long time.
So ano ba
But
to? GitHub
before-
commits, meetups, or TikTok?
Ooh, actually, but before everything else, let's have Neil and Trixie introduce themselves as well.
Hello everyone, my name is Trixie Nicole Organiza, cloud engineer, and also a volunteer to some tech communities in Davao City, and also mentioned by Kui EG, the AWS user group former meetup lead.
Ayan.
Okay, so hi, I'm Neil Ibanez. I'm a DevOps engineer. And I'm also the co-lead of AWS User Group Davao. So that's it.
All right. So, there actually itong community and content creation and the code. Of course, let's just leave the code. The fact that we're here, it already involves the code. Now, let's just talk about the community and content. Because it's always like there's a lot of communities here in the Philippines, especially after the pandemic, right? Like it was just started to like spring out. At least in Davao, I'm not very sure. I'm not very well versed sa community in Manila, but definitely in Davao, it was booming after the pandemic. First, it was like already the rise from the dead of those before the pandemic, like the Google, and then in 2023, it was the first ALSOG in Davao.
Yes.
Actually, and then now there's Python. What else? Like PWA.
Yeah, cybersecurity. Ayan.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
2025?
Yeah,
Or-
2025.
Yeah, exactly. So, like, it's like there's a lot of new communities in Davao and as well in Manila. But like also in the community, we have like content creators. Are you a content creator? Do you identify as a content creator? You have a page. I saw your page.
Okay, so I don't really
Follower
identify as a content creator, but I
Why?
do content. Ayan. So,
is
content
that
not in the...
technically content creation.
No, pero hindi kasi ako consistent. So, basically, my content is not yung mga popular form content right now, like TikToks, YouTube, and all that stuff. What I do is articles, tech articles, no? So, if you ask me why I do those stuff, it's I would say, on the outside, it seems like it's for the benefit of the reader, but it actually benefits me. No, I write tech articles for me to learn and to master something that I want to learn.
Yep.
Because my mentor, my mentor said that if you really want to learn something,
Itong mentor ba na to? Kilala namin to. Like, is
kilala
this a
nila
person
na.
in the community?
Kilala nila
Who is this?
Oo, yun si Sir Arbs. Yun, Sir Joshua Arbinlat.
Okay.
Yun.
Shout out.
Shout out.
Shout out.
So, basically yung sabi niya, if you really want to master something, you need to write an article about it.
Yeah.
No, you need to write an article about it. You need to deliver a talk about it and all that stuff, no. And for me naman, it's basically the reason why I'm creating technical content, right? As well as volunteering in the local community. However, it's actually a debate right now, no? Sapat ba na community lang? Sapat ba na content lang? Or should you really be building stuff? No? Should you really be building stuff, side projects para lang to be successful in this industry? So, Neil, what can you say about that?
Yeah, actually, Neil, di ba? I mean, you mentioned kanina, writing articles and speaking engagements. I believe Neil and Trixie have also done those things.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
technically, we are you guys are tech content creators here. You were
Technically.
lying kanina. Alright, okay, go
Sige.
ahead, Neil.
So, again, sorry, what was the question? Was it about content creation or is the community enough?
Yes. Is community enough? Sapat na ba pupunta ng meetups para maging successful sa iyong career? Sapat ba magsa-side projects lang para maging successful sa iyong career? Sapat ba magte-tech articles lang? Ayan.
Sorry, medyo safe na answer, pero it depends kasi
Mm-mm.
kung gusto mo maging, someone who's going into the community development side of things, because there are really roles for that,
Mm-mm.
right? Then your first priority would be community building, right? You go out to the events and you organize events and all of this stuff. But if you want to get a tech role,
Mm-mm.
then of course it's not enough. It would be your first step, right?
Yes.
But it would not be your
Mm-mm.
succeeding steps.
Yes.
Yeah.
Correct.
Right. So you go to community events to engage with people, right?
Mm-mm.
You want to expand your network. You want to exchange ideas with people, ideally who are better than you,
Mhm.
right?
Okay.
You want to possibly get mentors,
Okay.
right? And at the end of the day, you bring that home. Maybe you get motivated
Mm-hmm.
and you build stuff. You build stuff in private or public, right?
Yeah.
But there's trade-offs to that, and you can do both,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Okay.
You can build in public and build in private at the same time.
Yes, I understand.
Right.
So, I have a lot of things to say about that. Pero let's, muna to Trixie. So, Trix, you're a student, pero you're also active in the community, and you have a job on top of that. So, what can you say, is juggling everything all at once worth it?
Well, for me naman kasi, it all boils down to that question na, who do you want to be in this industry?
Ooh.
Kasi, maraming roles dito sa industry natin. If you want to do content creation, then you will focus on how to write your content, how do you show this to people. So, magfo-focus ka to publicity. Now, on the other hand, if gusto mo maging developer, then you will focus sa mga projects mo. Like, how do you aspire to be as a developer? Ano yung mga niche mo? Ano yung mga technologies na gusto mo i-explore? So, doon ka magfo-focus. But, on the other hand, if you want multiple roles naman, pwede naman yun kasi meron namang people na gusto nila marami silang responsibilities, and at the same time, gusto nila i-balance yung network nila, yung skills nila. So, ako naman, as part of the community, for me, worth it naman siya kasi marami kang people na nakikilala. And for me, nai-inspire kasi ako sa mga people na nakikita ko and nakakausap ko sila, and may mga thoughts sila or ideas na nasasabi nila, like casual conversations lang. Marami pa din akong nakukuha ng mga ideas galing sa kanila, compared to like mga medyo technical na stuff, ganon. So meron ka pa ding makukuha sa tech sa community na side. But in terms of ano naman, like sa work na side, and as a working student na din, worth it naman siya at the same time kasi first of all, may sweldo.
Siyempre.
Oo, may sweldo. But at the same time, makikita mo yung parang the other side of the industry as a student na, ganito pala mag-work yun. So, it's very different kasi sa side ng mga students kung paano nila nakikita yung tech. And dun ko na-discover na parang sobrang laki din talaga ng scope ng mga companies. So, parang yung nalalearn mo as a student sa academe, it's just a tip of an iceberg. Sobrang liit lang nung part na yun compared kung nandun ka na talaga, exposed ka na sa mga projects na sobrang laki, ganon. So, I guess it's worth it. Kasi as a student na maraming responsibilities, doon ko nakikita yung iba-ibang perspective. So, doon ko din nababalance kung ano yung dapat kong unahin, ano yung dapat ko i-prioritize.
Whether you're a company looking for visibility or a community friend who simply wants to support, every contribution helps us keep delivering episodes twice a week, and even more special features. Check out our sponsorship tiers and join us at patreon.com/kakacomputer.
Ayun.
Pwede
So,
mag-side note.
Yes.
Alright.
Okay, so
Mhm.
one thing I always tell to students is you go to communities, you learn there, and you bring it back to your school. Right? Because, okay, personally, I've learned all the DSA stuff. Right?
Okay.
Yung mga compiler, something like that. You won't understand why you're learning it if you're still in school.
True.
Right.
Correct.
If you're out in the industry, okay, you get it.
Yun pala yun.
Yun pala yun.
Mm-mm.
And when you finally get the purpose of things, you get the motivation, you get the curiosity to learn it, and you won't feel like you're forced to learn something. So, ayun, yun lang naman. Sorry. Side
I
note.
wanna double down. Before we give our final thoughts, I wanna double down on what Trixie and Neil said. Kasi there was at some point, we, for the knowledge of everyone, so Trixie, Neil, and I were like, we were at some point, we were all working student and community leaders. And at some point during the early days of that, kasi like as I said kanina, new yung community in Davao, so the people didn't know how to actually accept this new concept. Kasi before, when you go to school, you study computer science, you study IT, that's it. And so there was a debate, like, should you be spending your time studying, or should you be spending your time being outside and learning tech? And sometimes, depending on the prof, nagiging parang villainize yung time you take away from yung academics for they call it as an extracurricular activity. Not all of your prof will appreciate it. So I don't think, but I want to stay away from that concept. I want to say that your academics and your tech actually complements each other. I wouldn't blame the curriculum of computer science and IT why it only touches the tip of the iceberg. It's because IT is game development, there's UX, there's software development, there's cybersecurity. You cannot learn everything in 4 years, the fundamentals of all of that in 4 years. And so the job of your college is to give you the fundamentals of it, which is why kailangan mong malaman itong mga mathematics nito, even though in software development you wouldn't use like it in AWS. So I wouldn't really blame the academe for it. So I want to say the college and the community, it's not college versus your community, it's college and your community.
Yep. Ayan.
Agree.
I agree with that.
I agree with that. Even though dropout ako, I agree
Yeah.
with that.
I'm pretty sure you were the first one to not agree with it at some point.
So, eto no, going back, where you should invest time in 2026, community, content, or code, no? So, my final thoughts in this, basically, I'll give you an analogy. All right? The community is your third door. Okay? The community is your backer, kumbaga. Diba? However, once you open that door, you won't expect a bed of roses. You will expect war. Okay? Now, once you're in that war, no, you have to win the war. No? And itong content and your code, your side projects, your articles, and all the other stuff you've been doing, no, outside the war, no, those are your ammunition. No? Those are your bala sa giyera na yun.
Yeah.
Now, to give you a concrete example, the community will give you mentors, will give you jobs, will give you opportunities. However, once that opportunity is given to you, pagdating sa interview, pagdating sa trabaho,
It's all on you.
it's all on you. The community cannot help you there. That is why you need ammunition, you need the knowledge, you need the side projects, you need the tech content creation to back it up. Diba? Yes.
I want to add something. We have that community card, right?
Yes.
I would say you only get to choose that card once.
Once. Okay.
And when you use that community card, you need to be able to perform,
Yes.
right? You only get to use it once, and it's, it's either you win so much or you
so
lose a
much.
credibility.
Yes.
You close, the door vanishes.
Yes. Ayun. Kasi, for example, 'di ba? You're already in your tech job and then you told the people there you're active in the community. Kapag papalya ka, yun. Yung
And
community yung for sure. Oo.
and it happens.
It happens.
There's a lot of
There's
examples.
Yes. I know so many people, 'di ba?
Mm.
And yun naman, if naman nag-focus ka sa content mo at saka sa code mo, nag-focus ka sa tech content creation, saka yung mga side projects mo, 'di ba? And then wala kang community, no? I know so many people, no? Like those who are outside the community, not being active in the community, they're basically saying bad words na, paano naman siya nakapasok dyan? Mas magaling po kung mag-code dyan.
Yes.
Di ba? Maraming ganon. Di ba? I know a lot of very technical people that's just with no community and all that stuff, no background. I don't blame them, di ba? Because they already have jobs on their own. Pero you will see kasi talaga na there's human nature. You will be comparing yourself to others.
Yeah.
No? You'll really be comparing yourself to others na, ba't siya nakapasok dito sa company na to na mas magaling pa ako niyan nung high school, nung college, di ba? Ganun talaga yan. That's why, for me, just to close this episode off, it's a balance between the two. I wouldn't even say balance. Dapat 100% lahat. Di ba?
You also use it in the right context.
Yes, in the right context. So, ayun. Any last words from Trixie and Neil?
No, I have nothing else.
Okay, how about you?
For my last thoughts, I think, kasi may dito does community involvement really pay off? I feel like if this is a parang term used in math, I would say there's, in everything that you do, there is always an inflection point.
Oh.
Okay.
Saan nga yun na math? Anyway, what I'm saying
Credited
is,
to who?
whoever. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is, when you start, let's say you're a first-year college student, and almost nobody, there are some, but not everyone starts to go into college, go inside the classroom and like, okay, I am so sure that at the end of this 4 years, I'm going to be a UX designer. Or I am going to be an AI engineer. And that is the point. When you are actually at the zero, when you're starting from scratch, that is actually the point where yung payoff ng community mo, it's like, it's skyrocketed.
Yes,
It
yes. Correct
doesn't
naman, yeah.
matter where you go. Do you go to a Google event? Do you go to AWS event? Do you go to UX event? It doesn't matter. You go
Anywhere.
and you will get a very important insight that you can take with you. But at some point during that time, throughout the years, so in the community, you will build projects, you will see people, and after 2 years, 3 years, you've built everything. You've met everybody that you could have met. Again and again, and you already have your job, you already have your internship, so now your time goes to your job or your internship and also to the community. There is this inflection point where yung payoff ng community and yung responsibility mo, it finally meets.
Yeah.
And if you're not aware of that, like late mo napapansin yung point na yun, it comes to a point where you're always in the community, but you're not
No longer-
benefiting
yes.
from it anymore. And that's not a bad thing.
That's not a bad thing.
That's
Correct.
not a bad thing.
Correct.
It's okay if you're in the community for the love and not for the benefit.
Yes.
But at some point, you have to recalibrate yourself. So, do I want to balance it? What kind of communities should I be in? Kasi like, for example, I was in AWS, as I said kanina, but later this year, I stopped being active because I wanted to pursue more of a UX
And there's
design.
nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with
There's
it.
nothing wrong with that.
At some point, you have to recalibrate your time, your priorities, and your efforts, and where do you want to be involved in. So that's my final thoughts for like being involved in the community and being in tech.
All right. And that was Kako Computer, where tech meets wit and wisdom.
Thanks to our sponsors, Tutorials Dojo, Young CTO, Amazon Web Services User Group Philippines, Facebook subscribers. On to our next video topic.